Hello, everyone. I must apologize. The last episode's recordings footage went awry, and now I'm left with nothing, I suppose you could say. We had to raid a place called Artemis Hub with our new allies, the SMC. In the process, we got betrayed, and we still managed to come out on top. And now that we've secured Artemis Hub, they are now full allies of us. That being said, our next mission is to head to the aid of a high security prison called the Dome, lure the Children of the Sun there, and take them out. So let's just see where that is. Aha. Okay, let's do this.
We've been waiting for you, Captain. The SMC fleet arrived several days ago, and the soldiers are waiting for you along with two captains under your orders.
Captains under my orders?
Captain Burrows and Captain Dunn have informed me that they fought under your command at Artemis Hub.
I led the attack provisionally, but they aren't under my command.
Alright. It's not allowing me super speed here. That's fine. Let's see what we've got.
Docking complete. Shutting down engines. Opening floodgates.
Main hall. You dock the ships and disembark. The assigned SMC fleet by order of Admiral Mason has already been at the station for several days. You have to find Commander Thompson and gather the captains to prepare the defense of the prison. You advance along the great corridor until you reach the gates flanked by a few armed guards who let you pass immediately. The gigantic hall impresses you. The columns support several dozen walkways that surround the facility. These are used to access the upper levels. In the middle of the structure, formed by the corridors, you behold an immense transparent dome in the room's ceiling. Wonderful, isn't it? I've always found the main hall impressive. It's funny, most of our new inmates don't even notice it when they come in. But in a few weeks they'd give anything to get a glimpse of it. Are there no other views outside in the prison? Thompson contains her laughter, and you assume the answer is no. You feel a chill. Long stays on a ship can be really overwhelming, despite the space and views of the galaxy. You can't even imagine what life would be like in a 2 by 2 meter grey room. Commander Abby Thompson, the prison guards have already taken up positions, Captain Schmidt. The SMC captains are waiting for you along with the other two captains, this way. Follow Thompson. You go up several floors before leaving the main zone through one of the corridors. The commander leads you through convoluted corridors that look exactly the same to you until you end up in a huge hatch that opens as you approach. This must be one of the prison's control rooms. An enormous space full of monitors where more than 20 men give instructions by radio while they stare at the screens placed in front of them. Farther away from the monitors, you see a group of men talking to each other. and among them you recognize Captains Burrows and Dunn. David Burrows, it is good to see you, Captain Schmidt. Dunn was starting to worry. He thought they might have intercepted you. Chris Dunn, don't listen to him, Captain. Burrows has been unbearable for 2 days. I suggested to Major Thompson that we lock him in a cell until the attack. You should have seen the look on her face. That woman has no sense of humor. I'm glad to see you both safe and sound. You go back to the group that watches you expectantly, waiting for orders. You raise your voice. NATO's attack will not be long in coming, but we won't let them catch us with our guard down. The squadrons will take defensive positions and guard the docking bridges at all times. No one will leave their post until the rotation units are in position. At the slightest development, I want a full report. If anyone or anything enters the area, even a speck of dust, I want to know right away. To your posts. Alright, I'm assuming the attack starts after I hit exit. Here we go. Oh no. 2 days have already passed since the deployment of the fleet at the Dome. The fact that it has been so long since the warning of enemy advance makes you particularly nervous. Although the wait has allowed you to strengthen your defenses and distribute the guard shifts more effectively, you would have preferred an improvised attack 1,000 times over for this. That Nartos is taking his time before the siege does not bode well. Recruit Patrick Jackson. Are you alright, Captain? You've been very quiet for a while. She's worried, Jackson. The Children of the Sun aren't exactly known for their cautiousness. Something's wrong. You nod. Carpentier is right. Since your arrival, you have felt a sense of imminent danger. Nartos might attempt a frontal attack to board the station, but that would minimize his chances of success. Perhaps infiltrated agents? That is unlikely. After Daryl Flynn's betrayal, every person close to him has been investigated thoroughly, and all higher ranks have gone through Admiral Mason's exhaustive screening to prevent further betrayals. You have a hard time believing that any of the guards could sell you out. After meeting Commander Thompson and her men, it is clear how much respect and admiration they have for her. To be honest, it's not simply a matter of trust. All the soldiers assigned to protect the Dome are almost as much of its prisoners as the inmates themselves. These men resided in the prison itself day and night, watching over the security of the facility at all times. So they are inaccessible to the Children of the Sun. Even given the remote possibility Nartos had contacted any of them, the prison complex's camera system would have captured evidence. It's a possibility we can't rule out. No? Yeah, it's a possibility we can't rule out. You keep thinking about it compulsively. The prison cameras are monitored by no less than 30 men who watch the immobilized inmates at all times. What risk could someone present while chained up and cut off from everyone inside the safest cells in the galaxy? Many of the prisoners are Children of the Sun, convicted of various crimes against the Republic. But it would be impossible for them to organize some kind of riot. The prisoners never cross paths with each other, and in a few moments when they are not immobilized, several guards armed to the teeth keep an eye on them. You're close to the solution. Putting the possibility of infiltrated agents aside, the only thing out of your control are the inmates. But it's absolutely impossible for them to communicate with the outside world. Being watched at all times and without any kind of guidance, they could not know NATO's plans or anything about what is happening in the Dome. Jackson, what do you know about the Dome? The recruit looks at you surprised. The Dome is the largest space prison in the Interstellar Republic, designed for prisoners under high security conditions. Some call it the Dome of Bones, due to the popular belief that it is orbited by the remains of the corpses of the former prisoners, which the guards dispose of through the garbage extractors. Wait a minute. You don't think the children of the sun can gain access through them, right? You answer, not at all. The whole station is guarded. Do you know when it was founded? Commander Abby Thompson. Stardate 5577.684. On the 20th anniversary of the alliance between the Interstellar Republic and the Children of the Sun. The commander appears behind you, joining the conversation. Exactly. For years, the Children of the Sun guarded the dome alongside the Interstellar Republic. When Nartos declared war on Tacet Stella, the problems began. On that day, many of the Children of the Sun's units had already departed for the Space Summit, and the few that remained soon left the prison hours before the attack. Recruit Patrick Jackson. It seems that Nartos had everything well planned. The Children of the Sun must have been preparing their attack for decades. Wait a minute. Commander, what kind of control do the inmates go through upon admission? When an inmate arrives at the dome, their clothing and any personal items are seized. Doctors perform an X-ray inspection to ensure that no contraband is smuggled into the prison. And once they are confirmed clean, the inmate undergoes a health check, in which further tests and examinations are conducted to confirm they don't have any serious or contagious diseases. Are medical tests maintained after admission? Of course, less exhaustively though. Immobilization inside the cells completely prevents any suspicious activity. Something comes to mind. Could the medical team intentionally falsify the results? Commander Abby Thompson. I suppose that would be possible, although the medical team works together. Only if everyone was willing to do that would they be able to bypass the system. In any case, why would the doctors help the inmates? Has there been a medical team formed by Children of the Sun? Thompson is starting to look worried, and with good reason. With our security, the registers are just a formality. It would depend on the doctor's guards, but it is more likely that at some point the 3 doctors in charge of the tests have coincided. Thompson looks discomposed, but gradually recovers. I think we've been up too long, Captain. Even if the Children of the Sun have tried to infiltrate as inmates along with some kind of weapon, there was no guarantee that their own men would be put in charge of them. And even if it was the doctors themselves who smuggled whatever it is you're thinking of to the inmates, it would not take long for the alarm to be raised among the other forced inmates. Unless the inmate is one of them. Oh dear. The sound of the explosion rips through the main room, which shakes with the force of it as you take cover. You open your eyes surprised and quickly see the chaos that has been generated. In the midst of the confusion, some guards are climbing up the gangways towards the detonation zone when you hear Commander Thompson's transmitter. Guard of the Dome. Commander, 2 of the prisoners have blown up. We've lost the signal from several cells in G Block. Still stunned, you hear a voice coming from your communicator. Between the screams of the troops running from one side to the other, and then ringing in your ears, you can hear Captain Bradley's voice. Captain, come in. The Children of the Sun have reached the sector. We need reinforcements. You get up. It takes you a few seconds to assimilate the situation. You look at Thompson, who is motionless in front of you, completely devastated. The person who knows the most about the prison and its defenses. She has to remain in command of the guards while the fleet repels the Children of the Sun. You barely advance 2 steps when another detonation shakes the room. Commander, gather the troops and protect the entrances. That Nartos had everything thoroughly planned before the attack on Tacet Stella does not surprise you, but using the lives of his own men, prisoners at the Dome, as mere explosives is a line you did not think he would cross. You activate the communicator and command, All squadrons, take off immediately. The station soldiers will have to deal with this alone. Stay as far away from the prisoners' quarters as you can and don't allow any children of the sun to disembark. Thompson comes to her senses. Miles, Herrera, I want your squadrons immediately on the upper floors. All troops to battle stations. No one will escape the dome under my command. You handle the prison, Thompson. I need to get to my ship.
Hold your positions! Reinforcements will arrive immediately!
What happened? Why weren't you responding to our communications?
Nartos infiltrated Children of the Sun as inmates before the attack on Tacet Stella. That coward is blowing up his own men to dent our defenses.
God damn it! Captains, full power to weapons!
Captain, I'm picking up signs of a destroyer about to jump.
Nartos' ship is coming into the area. Stay away. We can't beat him one by one. If we want to get him, we must finish off the support ships first.
May the light of the fallen lead you to
That's
victory.
obviously
Not let the
not us.
sacrifice of your brothers be in vain.
Let's avoid that.
Nartos, I'll make you pay for what you've done. They were your own men.
To die for the children's is the greatest of honors, Captain. They will be remembered as heroes.
They can't hold us back! The Children of the Sun will burn the Republic to ashes!
Fools, you're nothing but puppets at the mercy of Nartos.
The Emperor controls the universe! We would gladly die under his orders.
The Interstellar Republic will hunt you down, Narcos. We'll never let a monster like you take over the universe.
You no longer have power over the children of the sun, Captain. We will submit you to the last.
Captain, one of the docks is down. The Children of the Sun are breaching our defenses.
What's the status of the rest of the docking bridges?
They are at their limit! I have directed all units I've been able to contact to recover the lost bridge, but they cannot retreat from their position without the children seizing it!
There's too many of them! We can't stop their advance!
Victory is near, brothers. Hundreds of the children of the sun have lived captive by the Republic in that gigantic cage. Break your shackles and shatter their will. May the sun light their way.
Captain, the children's ships are disembarking! Commander Thompson needs you at the station!
There's too many of them, Bradley. Abandoning our position would expose you.
Don't worry about me, Captain. My men and I will handle it. We can give you a few minutes of cover. Make sure you make them pay.
Copy that, Bradley. On my way to the station. Thompson, we're on our way to your position. What's the nearest clear dock?
All accesses are blocked, Captain. The Children of the Sun won't let you near it. It's absolutely impossible.
Did you hear that, Mai? Thompson thinks this is insane.
Maybe it is for carbon-based life forms, Captain. Fasten your seatbelts.
Now that's what I wanted to hear. Engines at full power!
Alright. Something tells me this will not end well, but it's not like the story's giving us a choice. You dock the ship and get off immediately. The Children of the Sun have managed to make their way through one of the docking bridges to the rest of the prison, where they are now fighting Thompson's guards. The state of the prison is critical. You run down the corridors to the main room, which is filled with rubble and smoke from the continuous detonations. You activate the transmitter. Commander, where are the Children of the Sun? Commander Abby Thompson. NATO soldiers have taken Block C, Captain Schmidt. Miller's squad is down. We can't stop the Children of the Sun's advance. They're heading for the prisoners' cells. Copy that, we'll head there immediately. Head as fast as you can to Block C as you hear explosions from the other blocks. The sound of lasers gets louder as you approach the access gate. You open the gate and the continuous flashes blind you for a few seconds. Inside, you see the commander's soldiers shooting a group of enemies on the upper floor to try and stop their advance. Captain Miller. Captain, there are too many of them. Most of my men have fallen. We must leave the block and protect the control rooms. Go ahead, we'll take care of it. All right. You manage to advance through the block, shooting your way through until you reach the corridors that separate the prisoner blocks. Captain Abby Thompson. Captain, the camera system is down. Are you alright? You answer. Affirmative, Thompson. What's the situation in the command room? Commander Abby Thompson. We've defeated the first few waves, Captain. At the moment, we have everything under control. Alright, we're going to Block C. That gives you a bad feeling. The Children of the Sun who disembarked should have headed directly to the command room to finish off the majority of the commander's troops. Whatever it was, they were looking for something, or rather someone. Specialist Carpentier. Captain, with the camera system down, we won't know the position of the Children of the Sun's troops. If you want to cover more ground, you'll have to separate, even if that increases the risk. Carpentier, you'll go with Costa and Gutierrez. Jackson and Dombe will come with me. We will divide into 3 groups and keep in touch. Notify me immediately if you engage in combat. Crew members, yes, Captain. You enter one of the corridors leading the group. Patrick Jackson goes behind you, followed by Ndombe to cover the rear. Let's go. The prisoner blocks were similar to the main room of the dome. Several walkways rose in a circle next to the cell gates. Most of the lights have gone off or are completely destroyed, and many of the stairs to the top are unusable. It is easy to tell which are the cells of the inmates that exploded during the attack, as in many cases the damage extended to several cells around them. Despite the large number of explosions, the block has not suffered any critical damage. It might be a coincidence, but your experience tells you that the Children of the Sun have been particularly careful with the attack in this area. Recruit Jackson. Captain, come see this. What's wrong? Jackson waits in one of the open cells where one of the inmates' bodies lies. As soon as you see the body, you know exactly what the recruit is talking about. You do not need a sharp eye to realize that the man has been the victim of laser weapons. You address Patrick. We are close. This room has been opened from the outside. We must hurry. You keep moving forward and the scenes get even more bleak. In one of the corridors you see several bodies littering the floor. Victims of the battle. Both Thompson's guards and the Children of the Sun lie dead in the middle of the path. You advance cautiously until you hear a whisper from one of the bodies, and Jackson immediately runs towards it. Captain, there's one guard left alive. No, Jackson. The recruit stops in his tracks and takes a few steps back. You scold him. Be careful, if the Children of the Sun are capable of sacrificing their own men, imagine what they do with ours. It is horrible to think about it, But it is the truth. If the Children of the Sun know that you would chase them through the blocks, there is no better place to hide traps than on the fallen bodies of soldiers of the Republic. We must be cautious. You follow the trail of open gates. As you advance, it becomes more frequent to see open and completely empty cells, probably of the prisoners rescued by NATO's troops. This is bad. With every passing moment, the number of enemies grow. The prisoners might be particularly weak after their confinement, but they are dangerous criminals who would do anything to escape from this place. Suddenly you hear a murmur coming from behind a security gate. You whisper to Jackson and Ndombe. They're close. Keep hidden. We must find out what they're looking for. You approach the source of the voices in silence until they're intelligible. You peek into one of the corridors and see a group of enemies. You have found them. Commander Riley, Captains Andrew and Stain have been released. Commander Lane Riley, we're running late. Have them go to the docks immediately. Soldier of the Children of the Sun, there's a problem. Frost Squadron has encountered a group of soldiers from the Republic. Several rescued soldiers and inmates have been wounded. They can't get out of Block C. You and Patrick look at each other at the same time. They're talking about the rest of your crew. Keep listening. Commander Lane Riley, abandon them. We don't have time for this. Our priority is to rescue the target. At your orders, Commander. They resume their march while you remain motionless in your hiding place. The commander stops again for a couple of seconds. Sir? Nothing, it must have been my imagination. Let's hurry, this place makes me sick. Surprise attack them. Now is the moment. You cannot chase them all over the prison without drawing their attention. The simple fact that you have not already crossed paths with another of the Children of the Sun's groups is a miracle. If you want to get out of there, the only thing you can do is to get rid of them. Oh boy. Oh! You leave your cover and head towards the opposite corridor while opening fire. The shot catches the soldiers by surprise, who fall at once. It's the Republic, kill them! Ndombe and Jackson respond by providing cover fire to prevent enemy advance. Lasers fly down the corridor as the Children of the Sun take up positions. I can't keep this up forever, right? Yep. Although many soldiers fell in the first attack, they still outnumber you considerably, forcing you to retreat. In the frenzy of battle, the group separates during the crossfire. You proceed down a corridor, the sounds of the Children of the Sun's weapons ahead of you. You have to find Ndombe and Jackson. You have tried, but you cannot stop them on your own. It is time to retreat. Game over. A few soldiers from an intersection with your men in handcuffs, followed by the commander. I'm sorry, Captain, we couldn't do anything. Let them go and I won't blow your head off. The soldiers force Jackson and Ndombe to their knees, pressing their weapons to the back of their necks. Commander Lane Riley, come on, Schmidt. Don't look at me like that. As a courtesy gift, I'll let you choose who dies first. Well, who will it be? The experienced soldier or the inexperienced recruit? Which one do you think your heroic captain will save? I won't choose who to kill. Wrong answer, Captain. Our Ndombe has died. The commander's gunshot resounds in the room as Ndombe's lifeless body falls to the ground. Jackson screaming rings in your ears while you remain paralyzed. The commander keeps talking without a worry in the world. You both know you will not make it out if you're alive. I'll take down with me as many children of the sun as I can. If you're going to die in that hallway, you will make sure you strike back. Both you and Jackson are doomed. If you have to choose how to die, you would rather fall in combat than be executed at the hands of psychopaths. All of those thoughts flash through your head as you prepare to shoot. Hopefully you can take out the commander and one or two of the guards holding Jackson before going down. You get ready to charge when you notice some movement behind you. Surprised, you try to dodge the pistol whip, but it inevitably hits you head on, knocking you to the ground. The commander has won. The scene with the prisoners has bought them enough time for some soldiers to reach you from the rear. Your eyes cloud over and their voices slip further and further away. Take these two. Procion's brothers will pay millions to see a Republic captain die in the arena. Close your eyes. Oh, what's happening, or rather going on here? The burning feeling in your face and the taste of blood wake you up. You look confusedly at your wrists, which are raw and tender from the friction of the handcuffs you are wearing. Everything is confusing. You try to remember what happened, but the pain in one of your ears barely lets you concentrate. Ndombe. The image from the last few hours comes back to your mind, and you feel nauseous. Commander Lane Riley and her men had trapped you in the dome and executed one of your crew in cold blood before your eyes. When you fainted due to the blow from your head, you did not expect to wake up again, yet here you are. You look around trying to discover where exactly, but the light is blinding. You are startled by a familiar voice from beside you. Captain, you're awake. Thank goodness, you didn't seem to be breathing. Jackson, are you alright? I'm hurt, but I can still move. It's more than I expected when we got caught. You nod in silence. You had assumed that Riley would have executed you immediately, but it seems that the Children of the Sun have something different planned for you. I didn't expect them to take us prisoners. What are they planning to do with us, Captain? They'll take us to Nova Magna. Nova Magna, one of the most important capitals of the Children of the Sun, and one of the planets bordering the Republic, during the centuries in which the alliance between both had lasted. The city had grown prosperous as the nucleus of their commercial relations. Now that Nartos has declared war, Nova Magna has changed drastically. The borders had been closed, and all foreigners, including the Republic's own representatives, have been imprisoned or executed. Soldiers patrolled the streets day and night, and warships now occupied the immense spaceport to guard the territory. You go on with the explanation. After the defeat of the Children of the Sun at the hands of the Republic, they were allowed to maintain partial autonomy within their territories, in accordance with galactic law. The Children of the Sun were forced to abolish slavery within their sectors and close their combat arenas. Fighting in the arena was a deep-rooted practice among the Children of the Sun. In Nova Magna itself, there were dozens of enclosures where you could watch death fights between slaves and prisoners. A disgraceful spectacle and a flagrant violation of all the rights of that the Republic defends. Patrick Jackson, do you really think anyone can enjoy something like that, Captain? It's horrible. You answer gloomily. You've already had the pleasure of meeting the Children of the Sun up close. What do you think? I'm not waiting around to find out. We must flee. Jackson remains quiet by your side while you try to think of something. There has to be some way out. You ponder the possibilities over and over again until you fall asleep from exhaustion. You open your eyes again and you feel cursed. As you see that all of this has not been a simple nightmare, you're still handcuffed in the cell of a commander of the Children of the Sun, and what is worse, heading straight to one of their capitals. At your side, Jackson sleeps as if nothing has happened. Wake up, Jackson. Interrupt Jackson's sleep, who stares back at you. He seems to be thinking the same as you. You speak again. We have to get out of here before we land. If we get to Nova Magna, we're lost. There's nothing we can do, Captain. The force field in the cell would disintegrate us if we tried to break through. There's no way out. We have to try. We can't give up. You get up immediately, taking off one of your boots with difficulty and raising it with both hands. You approach with the intention of throwing it across the field when a voice surprises you. My system. I don't think that's a good idea, Captain Schmidt. You can't disable the force field. Throw the boot. You throw the boot as hard as you can at the force field, and as soon as it passes through it, it immediately disintegrates. The lights flash for a second and the My system complains again. I told you to stop. Do you know how annoying it is to have to balance the flow of an energy field? You act as if you had not heard anything while you untie your other boot. If there is no escape from here, you have nothing to lose by trying. You refuse to sit and wait for the Children of the Sun to finish you off. My system. You should be a good prisoner and remain still until you're delivered. The commander would be disappointed by your childish behavior. Throw the other boot. The boot hits the field and disappears without leaving any trace, just like the previous one. My system. Are you listening to me, Captain? You're the worst prisoner to ever pass through our cells. You look around you for something else to throw and see Jackson watching you in silence. You address him. Jackson, aren't you going to do anything? You've already seen it, Captain. It won't do any good. There's no hope left. We should surrender and accept our destiny. You answer. You are still under my command, Jackson. You're going to help me get out of here whether you like it or not. Jackson takes off one of his boots with a disapproving attitude. My system. Your rebellious behavior has infected the other prisoner. Congratulations, Captain Schmidt. You've become number 1 on my blacklist. Throw the damn boot already. Once again, it disintegrates completely. My system. No wonder you're inside a cell. You're truly despicable people. Jackson looks at you sideways accusingly. This is a waste of time. The commander will give you what you deserve when we get there. This time you won't. The power in the room fails, cutting off the ship's artificial intelligence system and turning off all the lights. What the hell? You both look confused. Surely it cannot have worked. You try to say something to Jackson, but hear nothing but a strong explosion. Immediately the room shakes violently, and it takes effort not to fall to the floor. The ship is under attack, there is no doubt about it. After being attacked hundreds of times, you can easily recognize the feel of projectiles hitting the hull of a ship. Reinforcements have arrived, and the system failure must have been due to the use of enemy inhibitors. Whoever the attacker is, they know that you're here and is trying to free you. With care, you cross the space where the force field once stood and breathe a sigh of relief. Jackson, we won't have a better chance than this one. You leave the cell as the attack intensifies. Outside the cell, you hear the screams of the ship's crew, running from one side to the other. Commander, the systems are down. It will take us a few minutes to re-establish power. You recognize the commander's voice coming out of the transmitter of one of the nearby soldiers. Commander Lane Riley. Idiots, go immediately to the cells. Don't let Schmidt escape. The escape just got even more complicated. Even if the reinforcements manage to board the ship, it will be of no use if the Children of the Sun kill you first. Jackson, we must fight. You come out of your hiding place and throw yourself into the guard's back. Using the handcuffs that still bind you, you strangle him with all your strength until he stops moving. You find the guard's security card that allows you to free yourself from the heavy handcuffs. You take the rifle out of the dead guard's hands and give his backup gun to Jackson. Now what, Captain? We'll make our way to the boarding hatch. To get rescued, you'll have to reach the boarding hatch and activate it manually. Most of the soldiers are too preoccupied trying to keep the ship operational, but it is still dangerous. With no other option, you openly run through the corridors, firing at will. Many of the machines explode from the continuous attacks from outside, creating even more chaos. After eliminating every Children of the Sun on your way, you see the activation terminal right in front of you. You run as fast as you can and try to access it without any success. Damn it, we don't have any power. You wait impatiently. If the Children of the Sun reactivate the system, you'll have enough time to allow the boarding before they could react. Time stands still and you listen to the screams of the upper floors. There is no doubt that the attack has been a success, but being able to get out of there alive is still anything but a certainty. The lights come on again and you access the terminal. It seems that the ship is already docked, waiting for an opportunity to board the ship. In throes of nerves, you fail a couple of times until an alarm indicates the gates opening. In the darkness, you recognize a smiling man who greets you with relief. Captain Jesse Bradley. Schmidt? Bradley? Behind him, you see the members of your crew who run towards you. Crewman Carpentier. Captain, we thought we'd never see you again. Mai's been really worried. Captain Jesse Bradley. There will be time for reunions. We must return to the ship. No, I still have unfinished business with Riley. Your expression becomes stern and your crew do not question it. They know you well enough to know that you're dead serious. Specialists arm you and Jackson and you proceed towards the ship's bridge. We'll show them what happens when you go against the Republic. Heal this one and resolve. The surprise attack has managed to destabilize the Children of the Sun, with Bradley's crew keeping up the pressure from the outside. While you attack from within, the tide of battle quickly turns in your favor. The battle is concentrated in the command bridge, where the last soldiers of the Children of the Sun remain trying to protect Riley, who screams furiously. It is not long before you enter the room and kill the last units. Commander Lane Riley is sitting in the command chair in silence, and you all point your weapons at her. It's all over, Riley. Riley gets up and you step back. In one of her hands, she still is carrying her weapon. You remain alert as she heads towards you. You are mistaken, Captain. This has only just begun. No matter how many of us you finish, it will never be enough. The Children of the Sun will die in the name of Nartos until we have regained our former glory. We shall not sleep, we shall not rest, we shall continue to fight until our hatred consumes every lost soldier of the Republic. Nartos will be the light that guides us into battle, Captain. a true child born and forged under the flames of the sun. Nartos is just a man. Riley draws a terrifying smile that makes you shudder and remains silent. It does not matter. You are sure that the interrogation at the Republic's headquarters will loosen her tongue. You approach her cautiously to apprehend her, but she suddenly raises her weapon and you stop cold. Lane Riley lifts the gun to her head and looks right at you. May the sun light your way, Captain. No! The sound of a shot echoes across the bridge, silencing the fall of the body. The commander has ended her life before your eyes without you being able to do anything. Damn, we almost had her. The silence that follows is deafening. Despite the integrity of the ship, many of the systems are destroyed, including the artificial intelligence system. Bradley speaks to his crew through the communicator. Anderson proceed to dock the ship. Yes, we've rescued Captain Schmidt and Jackson, but we've come back empty-handed. You mull it over for a few seconds. We'll take care of Riley's ship. Bradley arches an eyebrow, staring at you. We'll take Riley's ship to headquarters for restoration. With it, we'll be able to get close to Procyon. Your crew looks at each other and Bradley tries to interrupt you. Before he talks, you go on. We have some time until the commander's demise gets reported. While they still think we're dead, we can blend in with the people of Nova Magna and find Nartos. The commander's ship and her soldiers' equipment will allow us not to raise suspicions. We'll repair the ship before we leave.
Bradley, inform Admiral Mason of what happened. Don't talk to anyone else. It will be much safer if this stays between us.
Are you sure about this? If the Children of the Sun were to discover you in Nova Magna, we would have no way of helping you. It's madness.
Infiltrating the ranks of the Children of the Sun could be the only way to end Nartos. If with that risk we can end the war, we must try. We have no choice.
All right, I'll take care of it. My crew and I will return to headquarters to report to Admiral Mason. Just try to stay alive until we meet again.
I will, Bradley. Thank you.
Good luck, Captain. Time to go, everyone. Engines at full power.
Before heading to Nova Magna, we'll stop to pay a visit to an old friend. We can't go through the children's sectors if the ship still uses Commander Riley and the former crew's IDs. Mai, get the warp engines ready.
All right.
Captain, Mai's been rather upset since she was captured by Riley's men. The ship's performance has been unstable ever since.
Mai, I'm really sorry I worried you, but we need you now more than ever.
If I had known that I was going to be assembled to one of the children's ships, I would have let them take you, Captain. Have you ever tried wearing someone else's sweaty clothes? It must be a pretty similar experience.
I'm glad to hear you again. Warp engines at maximum power.
Alright, that seems to be the end of it. If you're watching, again I apologize for the loss of the previous footage for the previous episode. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.